All right, good morning, everybody. This is Kel once again. Today is Friday. Thank God it's Friday. It's time for us to take a break. Yeah, seriously, this is a pretty long week for me. And of course, more important is that on Wednesday, I didn't sleep much because you can see that the market was really, really crazy. And Thursday is the FOMC. Oh my God. So it was pretty tough. But anyway, I'm pretty good right now. So let us start our morning MAO. All right, let me start doing my screen up. Okay, here we go. All right, guys, 19th of March, 2021, Friday. Today's caption is, warn you on Nasdaq, warn you on the 10-year yield. Now, the thing is this, as in always, and I've been repeating myself over the last few months. I mean, end of the day is that, but the reason why am I able to share all this information with you, because I have been studying the market religiously. And you can see that almost every morning itself, I'll be up as early as 4 a.m. I'll run through everything. I will go through all the articles and then try to present the best thing to you. Now, some people say that it's not too good to just give, I mean, it's actually, I can skip this fundamental so that I can go down to the technical, and that's what people want. But I realized that if you just do solely on just solely just based on this technical, I don't think you can get the vibes of what I'm trying to tell you. Isn't that true? So that's the reason why I will prefer to spend my time to talk to you guys more on the fundamental first. Then after that itself, right, we go into the technical. All right, that is my personal preference. Okay, so what happened? Let's take a look right now. Okay, in federal, we must trust. Now, yesterday the caption was in federal, we trust. Now today I added one more. All right, a little bit of sarcasm inside here is that really you must trust them. If you don't trust them, then you do the opposite. That's how I see it. So those people have been asking me, Kel, how do we actually look at what the Fed says? Because if we follow the Fed and we long the market itself, right, then we'll be making a lot of money in the last 2-3 years, right? True enough. Last 2-3 years, if you follow the federal belief and you've been buying the market and buying the equity market, then there's no problem. You'll be making a lot of money, correct enough. But the problem now lies in that now it's 2-3 years later. Do you at this stage now want to follow through? Now, some camp will say that, hey, why not? Who knows, the Dow may go to 35,000 or even 36,000. All right. Now, the other camp, which I'm actually residing now, is that now, in terms of retrospect, in terms of value, situation, in terms of anything else, is not the same condition. Now, 3 years ago, the interest rate, the 10-year yield was below 0.6%. But today itself, right, is 1.7%. So it's a very different thing right now. That's the first thing. Number two, the PA ratio now is 45, 47 level, and back then itself was only 22, 25. So we are talking about way, way overvalued. It's just like a property that is worth $2 million just 2 years ago. Now it's worth $5 million. The question is this: yes, indeed, maybe in the time to come, this property may go to come to 6 million to 7 million, but that is if it goes there. But the problem is that last 3 years itself, the property price is still, the property is still the same thing, but the value from 2 million to 5 million is 1/4, right? So the question is it even worthy to buy? So let me know what's your answer, guys. So for me itself, this is a joke, basically tell you that, right? Bubbles, well, no one can really identify them. So even though he's in a bubble, right, he don't see it. That is the joke of it. If you understand this, that'd be cool. If you don't, it's okay. All right, so we saw the 10-year yields. Now on Wednesday, it was at 1.68%. Then it was brought back to earth because what Jerome Powell said. And then after that itself, right, he reiterated that basically there was a temporary halt in the 10-year yields around this area, right? But yesterday, about 11 a.m. Singapore time, boom, it went up by itself all the way. And why? Because I believe the market is calling his bluff. Because the main thing is this: everybody understand that this 10-year yield itself, right, will not be that simple, okay? It will be moving higher. You don't need to be a professor in economics to know this at all. So yesterday I mentioned to you guys that I believe that the Nasdaq will have a very important resistance level at 13,262. I mentioned that if there is any chance that the Nasdaq can go past 13,262, the Nasdaq will go higher. But if not itself, it got resisted there, then there will be some profit taking. So that was what I mentioned very specifically. And let's look at the market right now. And this is the Nasdaq. You can see that beautiful, beautiful. Look at it, the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq basically went up all the way to the high. Yesterday high was 13,283. And after that, what happened? The Nasdaq, you can see the Nasdaq beautifully got resisted at the 61.8 level. It is a level that I mentioned yesterday, right, at 13,262 level. And of course, once it basically failed to go up, it reversed course and came all the way down, right? And came all the way down and incredibly came down to the level that I mentioned, which is a KCB level at 12,793. So which means that today the support level for the Nasdaq will be at 12,793 level. Okay, so traders, please be careful yourself, right? Because the KSI is actually red in color, so there is a possibility for it to further go down. The next level that the Nasdaq could be going down could be 12,654, because that is the that is the TSCB level, right? So if the market loses 12,793, there is a good chance that the Nasdaq can drop to 12,654. Okay, now this level has to be supported because that is my uptrend TSCB. If the market breaches that and close below the 12,654, then I'm set to tell you that there will be a good chance that the Nasdaq can revisit all the way to 12,340, the level that I mentioned yesterday. That was the drawing that I gave to you. I'll come to the drawing shortly. All right, you can take a look right now at the drawing. Okay, if this all were to happen, then you can see that based on what I draw. Okay, hold on, let me just move my mouse a bit. Okay, you can see that this is what I draw yesterday. I tell you that that's all the technical level that the market might be going. And of course, I did say that if the market do drop further, there is a possibility for the Nasdaq to come down all the way to the this point here, 12,200 plus level. Okay, so you can see that I always make sure that whatever I mentioned to you guys, I always go back and do a check back. So if it's wrong, I'll inform you I'm wrong. But if it's right, I only hope that you make money. That's all I wish for. Okay. All right, so let's motivate one another once again, right? You can't have a plan for your day until you have a plan for your life. Of course, I mean, think about this. If you really want to be a rich person, you really must write down your plan and not say, I want to be rich. And what is the definition of rich? Is it 10,000, 100,000, 1 million, 20 million? So you have to write down your plan and of course, work towards it with real fact figures. If you're just telling me that you want to be rich, I want to be a millionaire, and you got no idea how to reach there, it's all right, then seriously, you could fail. All right, that is why we need to have a plan. Do it for the people who want to see you fail. Now, in life itself, it's very normal for people to want to see you fail because they are jealous, because they are not up to it itself, right? And they see you doing well, they really feel that injustice in themselves, and they think that, oh, well, life is not fair and stuff like that. So to me, if you really want to succeed, all right, one of the motivating factors is that you tell yourself this: there's a lot of people who don't see you doing well, right? Let's prove it to them without doing much. You see, end of the day, you just have to prove it to them. And yesterday, I was watching this documentary about this thing called 孙子兵法. All right. Apparently, 孙子兵法, a lot of people thought that it is the art of defense and art of attack, right? Actually, it's not. It's about the art of, doing right. Okay, as long as you do right itself, right? 不攻自破, meaning, right, people can say all the bad thing about you, but if you're doing proper, end of the day, the result will all show, right? So that's why I really like this quote given by one of our students. People will throw stones at you. Don't throw back. All right, don't throw back. Collect them all and build an empire. And that is what I'm doing. All right, over the years itself, right, there's a lot of people attacking me in person. And at the end of the day, I've been keeping quiet. Now, some people say, Kel, you're being too weak by being quiet. I say, no, I'm keeping quiet because I'm basically learning from my past mistake and make sure that I don't repeat. And more importantly itself, make it even better. So that is the thing that I want to share with you. And going forward itself, right, let's us do it together and make money as a united family. All right. So if you agree with me, just give me a thumbs up. That's what I want to see for today. All right. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you agree to what I just said earlier. Okay. All right. Thank you. Now, disclaimer as usual, everybody. Disclaimer as usual. Okay. Make sure that you know exactly what is your current financial condition is before you engage in anything that I mentioned. Because at the end of the day itself, I'm not liable for your winning, nor your losses. So please, guys, make your own right decision. Okay. Thank you. Now, the FOMC meeting outcome already deliver one punch in the face. Basically, the 10-year yields has climbed above 1.7% to the 14-month high, and the 30-year real hit 2.5. Now that is high. Now for 30-year rate to hit 2.5 is really high actually. That means that, right, anybody who have money is right, you're going to put the money into the bond market right now, you yield 2.5% on a permit that the dollar doesn't depreciate further. So at 2.5% is much higher than the saving rate. So that's why the market is shifting goalposts towards the sell side, right? But of course, the U.S. Central Bank is still saying that, right, they are looking at 2.2%. So no worry, you still got a lot of room to go. So the question is this: if 1.7% already, the Nasdaq came off quite a fair bit. The question, if we go to 2.2%, right, or 2.5% example, then what will happen to the Nasdaq? So that is a big question that I'm asking here. All right. Number two is, all right, although now they're still having the 120 billion of bonds buying by the U.S. Central Bank, right? The question is if they can keep on they can try to plug this hole, but if the sellers are more than the buyers, right, then obviously so there'll be a point where they had to stop. And of course, when the inflation keep on coming in, I'm sure later on some of the Fed chief will say that, hey, look, we are doing this ridiculously. Now you are just giving free money to people. And what should I do? Right? Because if they keep on putting money into the system, but the short sellers keep on coming in, it'll become a bond rot, right? Okay, it will happen like this, like what you saw in those GME stocks. So the market now is expressing concern. Would it be a 2013, the taper tantrum, whereby basically suddenly because the treasury yields went up, right? And then after that, before that, so-called, the Federal Reserve said that they're going to taper down the QE. So of course, now this time they say they're not going to do that, not going to do that, not going to do that. But obviously, we know in past history, they always say they're not going to do something else, but under later part, with no choice, they'll come in and say, you know what, the market conditions have changed, so we have to do this. And it's pretty thick skin now, but at the end of the day, that is how the world works. All right. So now the thing is this: the U.S. companies now are facing $10.5 trillion of debts. Okay. Now the corporate debt market, the bond bubble, is actually going there because why? We have so many companies itself, right, basically borrowing with lots of debts, and at the end of the day itself, right, they become just junk bond materials. And the thing is, this overborrowing itself has what they call it as either the fallen angels and nicer name, if not the zombie companies. So when this thing kept getting bigger and bigger, and it couldn't return back the money, and plus the interest is going up, right, then obviously it's what will happen. Okay, that means that they'll go into direct bankruptcy. And with that happen itself, if one do that, three do that, you become a tsunami of this sort of thing happening. And again, this is a big concern. And because back 3 years ago or 4 years ago, the U.S. Central Bank decided that even though they know that this is going to happen, but they do not want anything to go wrong back then, probably due to the new precedent back then in 2016. So they decided to let's continue it and kick the can down the road. But of course, when you keep on doing this, eventually you have to pay the debt. So end of the day, my point is this: traders, you need to be very, very careful. All right. So end of the day itself, right, we saw Michael Burry, right? Michael Burry basically mentioned this in February. Now in February the 22nd, Michael Burry says that, right, the current stimulus will stroke or may stroke inflation. That was in this February. Now we know that in March, that is where the stimulus package came out, right? And of course, at the time I did mention to you that he said that, right? He said a lot of things. He said that there will be a problem with the Bitcoin, there'll be a problem with cryptocurrencies. He also said that about Tesla and all those things, right? But of course, what happened recently, his Twitter has been taken away from him, or in a way, he decided to stop doing Twitter, put this way, right? He decided to stop doing Twitter. And the reason why the news has came out is because the SEC, all right, the SEC went in to talk to him. Okay, so SEC is like our Singapore exchange, and that they went out to talk to him and asked him certain stuff. And after that, he basically came in and said that, you know what, I'm not going to tax anymore. And the time he was blasting Tesla, Bitcoin, Robinhood, and some of the meme stock buyers. All right, so end of the day is this. Okay, wow, you're written in a way that causes even the SEC to come down to knock on your door. So that is pretty concerning, right? So the question is, it's just like, when people, you saw on dumb articles about people spotting aliens, and then they tell you that they really saw it, but after that they are visited by some men in black, and after that they just stop talking about it. So question is, did they really see the alien? All right, got the idea now? So I only can say this: Michael Burry being a millionaire, it doesn't make sense for him to sprout nonsense. So seriously, his accolade itself, right, is more than enough to prove that he knows his thing very well. So the question is, why is he stopped why did he stop tweeting, right? I think the answer is pretty clear. Okay, so this is again extra information for you. Now, apology on the caption on top. I think just now I saved the wrong version, so my caption on top is not the updated one. So just focus on the content. Okay, apology on that. Oh, sorry. Okay, so we have this Biden. Okay, now Biden, I don't know why is he saying this. All right, Biden actually says something. So Putin offers Biden public talks after U.S. president says that he thinks he's a killer. Serious, okay, serious, right? Vladimir Putin says on Thursday that he and the U.S. Joe Biden should hold a live online talk. It's like, challenge him, okay? Let's talk, man. Okay, after Biden say and thought that the leader was a killer. Okay, now obviously it's all right. I was very thinking that is it really for true? So I went to check the video and I really got it for you. Let's watch this. Okay. Oh my God, really? Okay. Yeah. So let me put out the volume for all of you.
Does President Biden regret calling Vladimir Putin a killer?
No, the president gave a direct answer to a direct question. The White House on Thursday stood above.
So you can see that again one more time. Just you can see I can't really hear that much on my side here itself, but you can actually look at the caption and the subtitles there.
Does President Biden regret calling Vladimir Putin a killer?
No, the president gave a direct answer to a direct question. The White.
So you see that, right? It's from the White House themselves. Okay, this time now it's not like it's like previous president. He said something wrong and the White House tried to cover for him. But this time around was very clear. The White House administrator says, look, it was a direct question for the direct answer. You get it? All right. So this is something that really incredible. So I'm not too sure what is the agenda for Biden doing this. But all the thing is I know is that, okay, Biden also described Putin as having no soul. And he was pay a price for the alleged Russian meddling in the November 2020. Okay, so apparently it's all right. Someone seems to know something, apparently. And now with that happening, Russia is preparing to be hit by another round of US sanction now, obviously. All right, since that a lot of these allegations going on right now. So all this thing is really a big hoo-ha. I mean, end of the day is that can't they just do it proper? But of course, in politics, no one do it properly. So end of the day, will that become a catalyst of a problem? I don't think so. I mean, this Russia-US thing have been ongoing for a long while, especially between the Democrats and the Russians. So nothing new to me. All right, nothing new to me. All right, then the thing is this is the latest one from Dr. Fauci. Dr. Fauci tells GOP senator in a fury exchange over masks. Okay, now Dr. Fauci and Senator Rand Paul get into a fury exchange over masks. Now, why I bring this up is right, because I mean, it was, to me, it's a real joke. End of the day, seriously, Dr. Fauci is really, he's a doctor, right? At least a professor. And Rand Paul itself is really just a Republican senator, and he just basically tell people that, hey, you know what? Since we are vaccinated, right, then we have no risk. If we no risk, we shouldn't wear masks. Okay, I'm like, huh? Oh, okay. I mean, I put it this way, he's not that wrong in a way, but totally, I'm just baffled. Okay, so you can see how this guy speak. Okay, I hopefully can hear this time louder a bit. Okay, let's try.
Community by telling people to wear masks who've been vaccinated. Instead, you should be saying there is no science to say we're going to have a problem from the large number of people who are vaccinated. You want to get rid of vaccine hesitancy? Tell them quit wearing their mask after they get the vaccine. You want people to get the vaccine? Give them a reward instead of telling them that the nanny state's going to be there for 3 more years and you got to wear a mask forever. People don't want to hear it. There's no science behind it. Well, let me just state for the record that masks are not theater. Masks are protective. And we have immunity, they are theater. If you already have immunity, you're wearing a mask to give comfort to others. You're not wearing a mask because of any sign. All
right, you heard that right. So what do you think? What do you think? All right, what do you think? What do you think yourself? Okay, do you think that we should wear masks after you get vaccinated? All right, give me an idea now. So also think that you should wear masks after you get vaccinated. Please wear masks. So say no need to wear masks. I say no need. All right, give me an answer now. I want to see what is your take right now. While I get some water. I mean, I watch it with 2 views. I put it this way. Okay, right. Janet says that mask is a new business to stay. going forward. Okay, I mean, to me itself, first of all, why are we wearing masks? Because of prevention, all right? And why we take vaccine? Vaccine is the prevention, not the cure, right? So to me, the mask and the vaccine is about the same thing. So I don't see why we don't wear on the mask. And truth be told, after putting on a mask, I realized that at least we won't be getting in all the all the bad air in the atmosphere, right? So isn't that a good idea? Yes, it's very tiring, it's very bad for breathing, but just that I have two sides of the coin. Okay, so anyway, thank you guys for contributing. Yes, Fauci itself is still fickle-minded. Well, yes and no, indeed. Fauci is a little bit fickle-minded. I mean, yeah, indeed, I do recognize that. Okay, all right. Exactly. End of the day itself, right? Those vaccinated may still be a carrier of the virus. Indeed, undeniable. Need to buy masks and shares. Okay, let's continue. Good guys, thank you. All right, so the Dow Jones basically on yesterday market went up all the way to 33,200, then it came off, right? Then actually this happened. Now the chart for the linear chart, it doesn't show the market broke the high, but actually this wave, the market broke the high of the morning. So what happened is that it went to, I think, 33,230 plus, right? And then after that, it caved down. So it's a very algo traded, meaning that they purposely, they know that there's a lot of stops down there, right? Because a lot of people are shorting the market. Okay, so what happened is that when people short the market, right, they put a stop loss here. So what happened is that the intraday movement, it went up past it and then came back down. So actually from the linear chart, you can't see it, but from the candlestick, you can see that. And of course, when the stop was all triggered, then they really collapsed the market. This is damn terrible, but that is how the world works. This is algorithm. So that's why trading should be full-time. If you are really not doing it full-time, then you may want to take a break, take a rest, and just move on the next day. Don't need to jump every day into the market. Okay, that is what I'm trying to explain to people who got a bit upset this morning when they say, oh, their stop loss got triggered and stuff like that. So Nasdaq tumbles 3% as soaring yields hit the tech shares. Okay, as you know, as I mentioned before, right, the Nasdaq will be hit the most, all right? But at the same time, you realize that all the financial stocks are doing well. Look at this, JP Morgan Chase, PNC Financial, Fifth Third Bancorp, Morgan Stanley, US Bancorp, all of them went up, okay? All the US banks went up the first part of the morning, all right? So I know a friend of mine, he's online right now. He basically was looking at this, one of the bank counter, and he just every day go higher and higher and higher. After you sell, you go higher. How you sell, you go higher, brother. Okay, anyway, but towards the end of the day, when the market was coming out, the bank shares also took profit. So what is going on right now is very, very clear, is that, okay, all the tech shares, the FANG shares are all being down. You saw Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Tesla all going down. Tesla was down by 7% yesterday. And of course, main driver is the 10-year yield. Now, I keep on saying this 10-year yield is here to stay, my friends, here to stay. So the question is this, should you now basically get out of tech shares and buy into the cyclical counters like the bank shares? I will say not really, because eventually it's all right, the provision for the interest rate will come in, all right, and then after that the market will also start to take profit. So this is something that you must understand. It's not say that, oh, now everybody just sell away the FANG shares and go into this the bank share will be safe. Not really like that. Okay, so this one, be very, very careful on this, okay. All right, so mask company. Oh, I have a relative that bought some mask company back then during the pandemic, and now basically the share price down by 50% already. So really no lah, because everybody can create a mask, so even you can do it yourself. So seriously, not really lah, in my opinion. Okay. All right, so now what is the US market now saying, everybody? They're saying that, right, some of the Apple shares coming down isn't a problem. So of course, somebody says that. Then, of course, someone say that it's market rotation, so that's why we should look into the cyclical counters. Some people say that, right, now because of the yield is coming up, right, then, of course, you just have to be risk adverse. Okay, so you have different camps this morning about what to do in the market. Okay. So let's do a quick recap of what happened in the Dow yesterday before we do the Hang Seng this morning. Now the Dow opens here, which is between the two pivot point, and because the KSI is green, so I say this again, when the pivot is between the two pivots, right? And the KSI is green. Usually it is possible that the market will go to pivot 1. And indeed, the market really go pivot 1. Beautiful, right? Then after that itself, if the market do come down because it's nearer to pivot 2, all right, it may come down, but once it reaches there itself, because the KSI is green, buyback position. So this is something that you know when the market open. You don't need to ask me where the market will go. By morning itself, you already can write this to yourself, that by telling yourself that if the market goes up, you go to pivot 1 because the KSI is green. If the market go below OP itself, right, then it may go to pivot 2, but because KSI is green, then take profit as and when you see that. Isn't that the same thing? It's the same thing, repeatedly the same over and over again. Nothing have changed, right? So let's take a look at what happened to the Dow Jones yesterday. Now, the Dow Jones in the morning, it went up first initially as what we expected. So it went up, then it got resisted at the KTR plus 1 level, CCYR, and the Dow tried to come down midway. It tries again, go to KTR, fail, come back down, and this time around, touch back to home-based OP level. Then it went sideways for a while. Then when the cash market opens, you can see the KSI jump came in. The KSI jump came in, and almost instantly, the Dow shoot up all the way, as I mentioned to you, broke the previous high, and then went to the pivot 1. But as you know, you go to pivot 1 itself, right? It's expected from the opening price. But if the market do a CCYR at the pivot, this is one of the trade. CCYR or CCRY at pivot, right? It's always a good trade. And you can see the Dow after that crashes down all the way. And those who shorted the market, congratulations. This is what you should be doing using the system. Really, pivot trading is incredible. Think about this. In the market, when the market opens here itself, right, you already know pivot 1 and pivot 2 existent. And the market just seems to know. And this is like almost like 11 p.m. to 12 midnight. The market goes towards there itself. The question is this, how did the market know this? Like I say, this is because we already have this powerful system. And all we need to do is just to follow through, believe in it, and if it happens, just trade it. So either you buy towards the pivot 1 or you short down after you hit the pivot 1 CCYR and you short it from there. That is what you should be doing as a trader, and you can see that it really benefit you guys. All right. So for those who make money in the Dow Jones, congratulations to all of you. I know some of you did that. Some of you shorted together with me the S&P 500. Congratulations, huh? Well done. Okay. So that is the Dow for as a recap. Okay, let's just look at the market right now. Okay, look at the market right now. Let's look at the Hang Seng first. Hang Seng gonna open pretty soon. Okay, this is the Hang Seng right now. We are about 1 minute away. Hang Seng MA today is about 29,338. The MLP today is somewhere around here. That is a 29,249. So the MA30 has triggered yesterday. The MA30 has triggered yesterday. So that means there's some form of resistance for the Hang Seng, okay? Because the last time when this happened, the market came off. You can see that the last time when this thing happened, the market came off. So if today market stay below MLP, I expect the Hang Seng to fall today. All right, traders, please be on standby. Hang Seng is going to start trading in just a few moments time, okay? All right, here we go. Hang Seng, go we go. All right, Hang Seng is going to open up soon. Okay, opening up soon. Okay, in another 10 seconds time, Hang Seng will open. So traders, please watch out. The KSI is red in color, so likely the market will have some selling pressure this morning. In 3 seconds, 2, 1, ding, 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 market open, and Hang Seng gaps down. Hang Seng gaps down. Hang Seng gaps down this morning. It is basically below the opening price right now, and it's also trading downwards. There's a gap right there. KSI is red in color. So KSI red in color means that the market likely to go down is high. And because it's below pivot 2, that means that below OP, below pivot 2 is more towards the sell side. It's more towards the sell side for today. So we go to the 5-minute chart. I know you guys want to see the KTRs. Okay, the KTR level to watch now, let's take a look, is 29,015. That is the first figure. 28,922 will be the next figure. Now, because there's no CCYR at the moment now, to short is taking a risk. So guys, I would rather you don't do this. But if you insist to do that itself, right, then these two figures consider to buy back your shorts, okay? 29,015 or 28,922, okay? These two levels are meant for you to take back your short position so that you can make back some money. Do know it's out to this Friday. So of course, for traders, if you don't want to take position overnight, over the weekend, you want to play it safe, it's a good idea. But this weekend, I don't see any much news. So it's up to you as an individual. All right. So it's all your own call. You see how you want to do about this. Okay. So Hang Seng now is going to be, it's still trading slightly below the opening price, but 29,015 will be the level to watch for today. Okay. That's first KTR lah, at least. Okay. Okay. So let's continue this morning session. Excuse me, sorry. There's something choking me right now. Okay, sorry, I just need to reply. Question by someone asking me, Kel, what can I do now with my market? Gosh, I think this will never stop, right? Okay, so anyway, guys, you guys know what to do already lah. I just move on. Cannot wait further. Okay, so that is the Hang Seng for us. Let's look at the whole Dow Jones right now for today. Okay, now this is the Dow Jones chart. So basically everything's still okay, All right, meaning that it's still on the uptrend. The low wasn't broken yesterday. So that means the Dow is still doing okay. All right. But I will stress this: if the Dow Jones do breach below the the low of yesterday, then there'll be some selling, because the Dow Jones have been going up for the last 7-6 days, right? And never once broke below the previous low. And usually that is a very highlight point. When the market break below a previous low after 6-7 days of upside, usually there'll be some selling. Okay. And of course, with the divergence in the RSI right now, it does tell me that the market has to stay up, because if the Dow Jones come down, there should be some profit taking. Okay. Now, what you can see on the MA30 is surging upwards in a 45 degrees angle. So eventually it will meet up with the Dow Jones, I believe that, and that is at about 32,088. So what I'm seeing right now, the Dow Jones is at 32,900, right? So basically, what we are seeing that if the Dow Jones come down, that is about 900 points for it to meet. And history has proven whenever the market is too far away from the MA, it usually meets. Can you see that? Usually it meets. When it's too far away from the MA, eventually they meet. But of course, it can be later, it can be earlier. It depends on how the market move on. But usually we do see that it will meet eventually. So now we are having a 900 point difference between them. So would there be a chance that the market will meet each other after 900 points? Okay, so this is something that, you can consider that. Okay, so that is the Dow Jones in terms of the market. Okay, this is the conventional. My long-term chart itself, obviously yesterday we have new all-time high again. Practically the last 10 days we're talking about the same thing, all new all-time high. Yeah, I know you're pretty pissed of me saying the same thing, but this is the uptrend market. I've been telling you it's uptrend market. What do you want me to do? I can't change it for you. I think it's not all-time high. But I will tell you something very important. Today, the MLP is going to be very critical. I repeat, today MLP is going to be very critical. 32,960 non-drawn to scale. Today's MLP is going to be very, very critical. If the market stays above the MLP for the Dow Jones, the market will just recover. I can tell you that safely up front. But if the Dow Jones basically touch MLP, which is what you're seeing right now, and if the Dow Jones later on breaks below OP, right, there will be selling. So traders, just take note of that. Now, why do I say that? If you look carefully over the period of time, all right, almost most of the time, whenever you see this, whereby it's a black white candle, which means that, right, every time the market comes down, the next day there is an up candle, right? So it's almost effectively telling me today, the pre-opening today, which is now, the candle will be white in color, because it's going to be up, right? But the thing is that if it's going to be up, right, the question is this, okay? You can see that, right? It must maintain. So what happened in the previous time is that when it didn't maintain, that was where the selling came in later, okay? Some selling came in later, about 1,000 over points. So this is why I said today MLP is going to be very, very important. The market has to stay above MLP for further upside. If it doesn't, then there might be some profit taking. So traders, please pay attention to details today. Today will be a very good day for trading if you understand what I just said earlier. Now my weekly chart is still okay, just like it looks like it's going to end a little bit like a doji. So if today's closing is not that fantastic, if it ends near the opening price on Monday, then it'll be forming a doji, and that was something that I wasn't concerned, because the last time we saw something like this, it was back in February period itself. Okay, so traders just be careful, all right, on that. Now, in terms of my so-called my special chart itself, right, I think status quo, so I'm not going to be bothered by this until maybe when I see a more clear signal over here. All right, so with that itself, right, let's look at the market. Okay. Okay, this is the Hang Seng. It's still pretty flat at the moment and around the OP price, so I'm not going to be bothered by this. Let's look at Hang Seng, the day chart for today. Now, today Hang Seng day chart, its opening price is below OP and open below pivot 2. I repeat, today's OP is actually below pivot 2, but the KSI is green in color. Green in color means that if the market want to go up, right, it will go back up to pivot 2, which is 33,125 level. So it's about 170 points from where we are right now. And because the KSI is green, so there is a high possibility. But if the market breaks below OP, then that means there will be selling to minimum KTR minus 1. I repeat now, I draw it for you. If the market breaks OP with a CCYR, then there's a good chance for the market to come down to KTR minus 1. There is a good chance for the market to come down to KTR minus 1 level. Okay, this one I already say up front here. So where's KTR minus 1 level? If you go to the 15-minute chart, you can see it right now live. The 15-minute chart, the KTR minus 1 level apparently is here. Okay, hold on, let me just draw for you. It's 32,784. So it's about 200 points from where we are now. Of course, it's still a bit too early to call at the moment. So if the Dow Jones do swivel and then comes down, there is a possibility for the Dow to tackle down 32,784 level. Okay, that is a possibility. But remember, what the KSI is green in color, right? Likely chance the market towards KTR plus 1 is there. And KTR was plus 1 is 33,031. So you see that all these figures are already predetermined for you. You just have to follow the system. If the market goes up, you buy towards that level. If the market goes down, you sell towards that level. So it's as simple as that. You buy towards 33,031 or you sell towards 32,784. This is called a system. A system, basically, you don't need to do much thinking. You just have to follow. And as long as it works for you, it's all happiness. Okay, so traders, you just have to take your decision, follow some of the key rules, like the 3 strategies that I have created for you guys. You just have to follow and you should know what to do. All right, so traders, just take note of that. Now do note my TSCB or my M15 is right here now. So obviously if the market goes below OP, generally there will be some selling, generally. All right, so not 100%, but you can just take note of that. Okay, so cool. All right. Okay, so that is the Dow Jones sharing for you. Let's do a quick one on the Nasdaq. Now, Nasdaq is terrible. Look at Nasdaq. I told you guys Nasdaq is terrible. And yesterday, the Nasdaq, when it basically was hovering at MLP, then once it touches the 61.8 level, and before you know it, the market pulled back down to opening price. And once it smashed below MLP, that's it. That was a sell cue for traders. And eventually, what happened to the Nasdaq? The Nasdaq came down all the way. Wow, it went down to the 50% level, went down to 38.2 level. And now I think it's still going to go lower. I believe the Nasdaq is going to go lower. Let's look at the yields right now at the moment. Okay, quick one. All right, look at the yields right now. Yeah, this is the dollar index. Sorry. I think I missed out the yield. You just the key 10-year yields. Usually Google or what's down is a hottest topic now, and you can go to Market Watch. Market Watch is a bit delayed lah. Just that I like the feel of it itself. Now, while we can see a bit of gradation now between the 1.72% and 1.7%. So it's like basically go up and down, right? A bit of volatility. So when you see something like this, likely there's some artificial pushing down. I believe there's some artificial pushing down right now. That's why you see this movement like that. And when you see this coming in, then you know that, right, today will not be a simple day. I repeat one more time, today will not be a simple day. Traders, you need to be very careful for today, okay? So you can see that the Nasdaq right now is trading near the opening, trading below the opening price, and that means that Nasdaq could actually come down further. So based on this common technical point, the Nasdaq could be going down to the next level, which is the 23.6 level. The 23.6 level will be all the way down to this point here, and that's 12,609 level. Okay, around there, huh? All right, it's around there, 12,609. That will be where the Nasdaq could be going if it's going to go down further. All right, this is the view here right now using a few conventional indication. All right, so that is the Nasdaq. Okay, let's look at the Nasdaq Day Chart. Well, Nasdaq Day Chart is even worse. You can see that yesterday it broke the MA30 at 13,060. That's why the Nasdaq fell. So today the Nasdaq MA is about 13,004 level. So it's a bit far away. So that means there'll be some more selling coming in right now in the market. And okay, so let me see. Is there a BNB right here? Did I miss out my drawing somewhere? No. Okay, so this is the last BNB. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so this is the last BNB. Is it? Sorry, it's not BNB. I think I got it wrong somewhere. Okay, never mind. Just take away this line first. Okay, so the bearing point, the MA200 is nearby. Okay, the MA200 is at 12,469 level. So if let's say the Nasdaq do come down, the MA200 will be again a very strong support level at 12,470 level, make it simple. So as long as the Nasdaq can hang above 12,470, it's still okay. Who knows, it may again recover from there. But if the Nasdaq bridges below the MA200, then oh no, that will be a problem for most traders, okay? So you look at the longer term now, Nasdaq has not broke below the MA200 since March last year. The last time that it broke, it was during the COVID-19 situation. So that means that that was because of external stuff. But you can see that once the Nasdaq went below the MA200, it went down quite a fair bit. But the last time that was back in March last year. So the nearest it went was this point. So I suspect that this time around, if the market comes down to the MA200, it will be again a good time to look for buying interest. Okay. All right. So traders, I've given you the figure. Watch out for this, the MA200. This is going to be very critical for traders. You need to watch the market very closely. Okay. All right. So that is the Nasdaq. So now look at another market, which is called gold, right? So gold itself, okay, gold itself yesterday, wow, it was a wow ride from the morning high of 1750. It went all the way down to 1720. Now this is the COMEX future, so it's a bit different from the CFDs. But we did see that the market coming down very fast, and we are looking at gold to go higher, right, initially by some people. But I told you guys, at the end of the day, if the market cannot go above the MA30, and I mentioned to you a figure, I mentioned to you a figure 1743. This is a very important support level. If the market bridges 1743, the gold will come down, and really the gold came down all the way to 1720 and below. So 1743 to 1720 and below is more than $23. So I hope that you guys have captured it and benefited out of that. All right. If you didn't, well, ask yourself what is the reason that held you back. Okay. So at the moment now, the market are saying that, right, gold basically decline coming off because there is some noise in the market. They feel that the 10-year yield is going to be a dampener. They say that although the bull is still there, but still there's some weekly bearish impulse. So it's like telling you is that both sides can be done, can go up, can go down. So again, that's why I really don't like news. But if you are really news oriented and you like something like this, can go along Google and just Google gold, and news will just come up by itself. Okay. All right, so this is what happened in gold yesterday, and this is going to be so classic. Okay, so let me go through this. Now, the opening price of gold yesterday was very near to the pivot 2, right? So the KSI was green, so by default, the market should be going up, which the market did. The market is supposed to go to 1759, really, but the high was only 1755, so missed by $4, okay? But of course, from 1744 opening to 1755 is already up by at least 1 to 2 KTR. So along the way to take profit will be a good idea. But of course, some people aiming at 1759 is nothing wrong over there. But when the market comes down and if you don't place SWL, oh, that's a problem, because I did tell you if the gold goes below the opening price, then there will be selling because it's below OP, below pivot 2 is always a good sell. And overall, I did mention to you that the MA30 is also 1743. So yesterday was so many reasons at 1743. I said that 1743, if it failed to stay above, that will be selling, right? And indeed, it really, really happened. And I give a target of 1717 because there is a TSCB figure here itself, all right, at 1717, which actually got supported twice previously. So I suspected that it'll come down here and get supported, but it misses there. The low of 1719 before it stage a strong rebound. So all this thing itself is that it's just that all these are probability that we share with you. Maybe can go, maybe we need to, can go there and stuff like that. But end of the day, you have to make sure that you follow the trade and of course do your SWL if necessary. Okay, this is something very, very important. Okay, very, very important. All right, so traders, just take note of that, and congratulations for those who actually benefited from this. Okay, I know some of you have made a good deal of money yesterday. So you can see on gold now, the classic is here. Can you see this point? This is a very powerful BNB, then followed by a CCYR. So obviously, when it broke below OP and below pivot 2, that's it. There's nothing more to say. Below OP, below pivot 2, trigger KTR, BNB around, wow. And of course, what happened? The blue bars are there, KSI was red, woo, wow, the market just collapsed, okay? Along the way, there was a point whereby the single yellow here itself, and after that, it follows by selling again because the market just couldn't go past KTR -1. I mean, this is how powerful a system can be. It's that it does tell you what you can look out for, and you just have to follow. Now, the only thing that we can tell you is exactly what time the market will have this thing here, and it will happen. The next time is when the crazy app is ready. The crazy app, our own app is ready, right? You can actually set all these parameters, and next time there's no excuse for you missing out a trade. So that's why I'm very excited to tell you that once this is available, wow, we can really capture things like this, and it's all about whether you want to believe it or not by the next time. Okay, definitely for sure you will know that how powerful a trade can be using all these very powerful signals. All right. So for people who has make money there itself, right? Okay. If you make money there itself in today's goal, congratulations to you. Okay. Yeah, my MA not there. Okay, later I put it there. Sorry, maybe I made a mistake there. Okay. Anyway, this is the key point: BNB trade with the triggers. All right. Okay. So those who actually make money in gold, can you key the word gold, GOLD, into the group chat? Let me know. Right. If you make money in gold, let me know, right? Please key into the group chat right now so that I can see that you guys have been benefiting from this trading. Now, this is really incredible. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Oh, you can see that Carl has made money. Cynthia has made money. Great, well done. Right. Cynthia today is quadruple reaching. Yes, you are absolutely right. So that's why I suspect that today might be some volatility in the market. Well, congratulations to Jerry, Colleen, Eddie, Gerald. Okay, you guys have also made money on gold. Philip also, Kevin. Wow, well done. Loyon, right, I pronounced it correctly. Apology if I got it wrong. Okay, congratulations to all these people, right? You guys have made money in gold. Congratulations to all of you. Okay, well done. Wow, Sue, you also made money. Very good, excellent. I like that, okay? Richard too, wow. Excellent. Okay, so now we look at the gold market. But before we go to gold, let's just cross-check to check the market right now. I think there's some recovery in the market in general. The Nasdaq rebounded a little bit. Okay, let me just bring up the charts again. Okay, the Dow is still trading slightly higher. Okay, the Hang Seng has, the Hang Seng has a 5-minute chart first. The Hang Seng has tried to go above OP, try to cover some gap. So it's expected that. Okay, so Hang Seng, yeah, the Hong Kong, China market is going to open soon. It's open already. Sorry, let me just take a look at China market. The China's market is open today and is very, very near to the MA 200 level. There's a KCL somewhere around there. It was supported yesterday before. I think M trader went in to buy China A50 and she makes some money. Today itself, right? Maybe you're going to do that again. But today is very near to the MA 200. So traders, be very careful. Now, the last time China A50, right, bridges the MA 200. Let me just bring it to you before we go to the Dow Jones again. All right, you can see that, right? The last time when this happened, when the market bridges MA200 for the Chinese A50, there was some selling, right? Until it crosses above, we started a very big bull run. So now we are having a consolidation at this bottom right now for the China A50. And of course, there is a very strong support at China A50 for the MA200. So basically, I suspect that there will be the same rebound later on. But if the market ever fail, let's say from next week onwards, right, traders be very, very careful, okay? By the way, for China A50, this is not the all-time high level. A50, yes, I think. A50, yes, okay? So this is what is happening right now. Okay, all right, so let's look at the gold market, okay? Gold. Okay, wait, this is not, okay. All right, yep, the China, cool. The gold yesterday, the reason why 1743 is the level that I mentioned. That is the reason why MA30 was there, 1743. So that's why when I say that 1743, it bridges, there will be some selling, and that was the reason why. That is what is really happening. So indeed, it was 1743. Now today, the MA30 for gold is at 1739. Today, the MA30 for gold is 1739. Okay, 1739 is the MA30. Okay, so got it? Wow, congratulations, Cynthia, your sister, right? Okay, is doing well in the market. Congratulations to her. Well done, well done. Now today, the MA30, the 1739, and my MLP is very close by. Wow. That means today MLP for gold and the MA30 level, 1739 is very near each other. So which means that it's having a very strong resistance for gold today. A very strong resistance for gold. And gold yesterday did a BMB, right? It did a BMB. So which means that today the gold, you need to put two lines there if you want to do that. That means that the uppercase and lowercase figures, watch out for 1755 for resistance, 1719 for the support. So if gold is to come down, right, there is a good chance for gold to trade toward 1719 level. Okay, there's a chance for gold to go towards 1719 level. Okay, so traders for gold, watch out for that. Okay, 1739 for MLP. Thank you, Richard. Thank you so much. Okay, wow. Okay, right. For the long-term chart, I told you guys the 1689 level, support level based on 61.8 is still there, pretty strong. And the way the gold now try to goes up and fail, if today close to the negative, which means that by the closing it's a black candle, then I suspect that gold will come down next week further. Okay, so traders, you just have to take note of all these little insights. Okay. Right, the longer trend is still the same, so it could be going back down to what I say is a 1659 level. Okay, for the financial market, just quick one, just saw what's happening now. The Hang Seng looks set to cover gap. Now you couldn't have short just now because there's no color change, so you shouldn't have done that. I told you guys, no color change, try to avoid doing that. Okay, so at the moment now, this is what's happening for the Hang Seng. All right, because the Dow Jones, there is some recovery going upwards. Okay, that's why you can see that. Now, Hang Seng, for Dow Jones, the KSI is green in color, and of course, intraday now is green in color too at the same time. That's why the Dow is going up. Okay, that is one that pushing up the Hang Seng at the same time. Okay, so that is the gold. Before I go to the gold market, silver is below MA30, and they've been trying to test MA30 for longest a while, but it failed. Second of all, it stayed below the trend line. So I believe silver will be going down further back to the MA200 level, and that's for $25.48. Okay. So let's look at the gold today, right now. Let's look at the gold market. Okay, for gold, you can realize this, there's no pivot for today. There's no pivot for today. So the opening price will dictate everything. But the KSI itself is supposed to be green, right? So by green, by definition, it should go higher. But if the market doesn't want to go up, that one you cannot force it, right? Then below OP, you just have to look for selling opportunity. So when the market is below OP, you look at what CCYR to sell. But because the KTR is green, KSI is green in color. So when you go to KTR -1 to -3, do consider to look for some buying opportunity or buyback or short. Now, as I'm talking right now, you can see that the gold is actually flickering to red color. It doesn't mean that you can sell right now on the CCYR. Right? It doesn't mean that way. You're supposed to just wait for it's telling you that the day chart has a chance to turn red. And so people who are long in gold for longer term, you may want to look out carefully for this. If it turns to red color by end of today, then you should look out for sell opportunity on coming Monday. Okay, so that is what we need to share with you on gold for today market, right? So take note of that and trade carefully, all right, for today. All right, so that is the goal for today. Watch out for that. Those figures I already tell you. Watch out for those figures. Okay. All right, now for the Bitcoin. Now the Bitcoin yesterday, a bit disastrous at the start of the day. Basically, 3 losses, 1 short. Okay, was quite terrible. All right, just couldn't. The market did went up, but just missed our TP by just a few points, for about 2 times or 3 times. Then after that, the second half of the day, we managed to claw back our victories, and eventually, end of the day, we have 5 trades yesterday, but only 2 wins. So, I mean, I'm not going to tell you, say, oh, we lose money. I don't tell you. Lose or win, I will still tell you. Because at the end of the day, we have to be fair. We have to be open, and more importantly, we just need to tell ourselves that, right, it's okay to lose. End of the day is that we can lose means we can win. Okay. Now for today's Bitcoin, I want to share this with you. Bitcoin for today, we need to be careful because the opening price is actually between the 2 pivots. So actually it's supposed to be good towards the upside. But now the market is technically below the pivot 2 level, and pivot for Bitcoin is still very applicable. So for Bitcoin, if we stay above OP, it will still go up, but it will be uphill task to go to pivot 1. But to go below P2 is more possible, which happened already. So below P2 is all right. It's more towards the sell side. Okay, more towards the sell side. Now for us, it's all right. When the market is below P2, we generally don't really encourage buying, put it this way. So if traders want to buy, it's really an individual thing, but I'm informing you now, usually when the market is below P2 and below OP, I don't really want you to look into buying mode, okay? So that is my personal take for Bitcoin. All right. Okay, some people ask me, Cal, Bitcoin, what is your forecast for Bitcoin? What do you think, where you go and stuff like that? Now, all I can tell you this, we don't need to really think too much. We just have to put in an indicator, like the all-time high indicator, and then we let the market tell us, why bother, right? So I just put in my all-time high indicator, I put it in, then we can get the levels. Then my 95% level is 58,539, which the market has breached. Then after that, the 90% level is 55,458, which the market has tried to breach 3 times in a row and rebounded, right? So 3 times in a row, it failed to go below it, then it rebound. First, it will go back to the 95%. So it's very good to use this all-time high indicator. Can you see that? Let me draw it for you. This is all-time high. It bridges the 95, so it went down to 90 very fast. 90, it tried to stay above it. When it stayed above it, it went back up to the 95. But 95 again seemed to have some resistance, so now it can come back down to the 90 level. Now, if the market bridges 90 level, the next level will be the 85, and the next level will be the 80. So for me itself, if you can come to 52,000 range, or you can go to the 49,000 range, I think I'll be very happy to look at the Bitcoin. At least it's pretty safe, and I know that if the market stays above the 5% rule, then of course to buy it will be pretty safe, right? So traders who want to buy Bitcoin, you may want to consider to take all these key technical points now. And then when the market goes there intraday and do a CCRY from there itself, you can go from there to buy up. Okay, got the idea? Yeah, like that itself, not only is safe, you may also be able to capture the bottom, right? So traders, this is something that you can reconsider that. Okay, at the moment now, the KSI is still green in color. We don't use to this market, and there's no blue bar, means the bullishness is pretty well intact. Okay, guys, that is for Bitcoin and also my my usual sharing. Right, I'm done with that. If you are staying now further to look at the alternate market views, you can stay on. So I give you 10 seconds to, if you want to leave, you can leave right now. If not, stay on for the alternate views. A quick one, maybe 5 minutes, I'm done already. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm done. Okay, so I hope that you guys are staying because you want to hear some alternate views on the market. Here we go. Okay, by the way, this is just to show you Bitcoin really powerful. Once it hit the KTR and hit the pivot one, it didn't go higher and pull back down. You see that the way the pivot is acting is really very powerful. This is why I keep on telling people this. You really need to have a very powerful system to trade in the market. And this one clearly tells you that this is why our pivot is so powerful. Okay, so basically, right, when I said that the Federal Reserve was in a checkmate position, some of you text me and say that, Cal, it's like really too big thing to tell the world. How can you say the Federal is checkmate? You know, who are you and stuff like that. But now, not too bad. Steve Henrich went on to a Aussie Business TV and he also said the same thing in a way. He said that the Federal is trapped. So he's saying that, right, why the Federal is trapped. If you want to watch this thing, just go to YouTube or you can go to his Twitter page. It's over there. It's a 9 minute and 50, about 10 minutes interview. I think he's pretty decent. He did in a very easy way. And of course, to me itself, the whole point is that, yeah, he's saying that the Federal is trapped. So if you want to hear from his perspective and his idea, you can just go online and search for it, okay? Okay, under Norman Trader. Now, this is something that I want to tell you guys. Why am I very concerned? Because of the penny counter. We know that in all stock market, when the penny counters are going berserk, right? That is usually where the sharks and the blood in the water sharks arrive. And of course, the last 3-4 months, you can see that, right? The trading volume in the over-counter penny counters are going crazy. It's as much as 1.9 trillion transaction in penny stocks alone last month, not last year. Last month, 1.9 trillion. That is about 2,000% from a year ago. This is really historical, unprecedented. Okay, so it's really incredible. And of course, when so many people are buying into the market, you really do expect that maybe there is a possibility of tapering. But of course, Finch is just saying that. He's not saying that there will be. But when market go crazy, berserk, etc., right, usually things happen. So for yesterday itself, to some traders, it was a vicious, brutal day because the Nasdaq down by 30%. And of course, some traders was really very angry and upset. Some people bought shares way high, and obviously now they are searching for answer to help themselves. But end of the day is this: if you are the trader, you answer to yourself. You find an outside view itself, it won't help you. You have to answer yourself. That you know that where was a stop loss, which you probably didn't follow through, and now you have to pay the price. So guys, this is what happened. So yesterday, you can see that, right, by many of the equity hits, they are all saying that, right, the volume is really incredible. They are saying that the pressure from Federal Reserve is going to keep on dampening the market. And it says that even though back then the rates were low, now it's getting higher. Definitely the bond vigilante, they're going to be basically telling you that, right, traders must be very careful. And also saying that, right, when the spike of the 10-year yield come in, basically for those trading the tech shares will have to be very careful. So all these are from all the portfolio directors and the strategies are from different places. And obviously you can take them with a pinch of salt to know how the market is feeling right now. But undeniable, traders are feeling the brunt yesterday. All right, this is something that you just have to accept it. All right, guys, that will be all for today. For today's MAO, it's pretty short, but end of the day, my point is clear. I will tell you what to do for gold. I'll tell you how to do for Nasdaq, and I'll also tell you that what will happen in Hong Kong and also in this Dow Jones. I just hope that you guys is able to benefit out of it and have a great day. I'll see you again on coming Monday. All right, but do note next Saturday is all right. We have a very big event that is on a Bitcoin. Yeah, it's a Bitcoin workshop, and I'll have more details coming out pretty soon. So if you are free, it's 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on next Saturday. But the condition is that this is only for more towards public members because we want to bring more friends to join us, right? So if you are going to attend this session, you have to bring a friend. I repeat, you have to bring a friend. All right, so if you are joining as a TWB student, you have to bring a friend. If not yourself, right, don't worry. You can actually watch this in the replay. We'll be recording this now, so it's a replay, so you can save this money. But if you want to get all the goodies that's available on that day itself, then you have to come, but with a friend. Okay, so that's a catch here. I hope that you guys enjoy this. Thank you very much. Have a great day. I'll see you on Monday once again. Hi, take care. Bye-bye. All right, take care. Bye-bye.